two big moments for the hunting genre and community, and instead of being able to cover them as quickly as I would have hoped, I had a closing shift, so I had to witness the greatness from a distance. My lament aside, Wild Hearts had an AMA on the 1st of February, and of course, yours truly asked my questions. They had limits on what you could do and only had 3 questions per person. I tried to ask some questions that would be a bit unique or out of the way, but it seems that they never responded. Not even for the 3rd question. Feels bad, man. Nevertheless, I scoured the post to see if any of the questions I had asked popped up, and sure enough, they did. Not to mention, they made a summary of said questions, so we'll be covering the topics we didn't have information on prior to this. Link for the thread in the pinned comment below. To start off, I'm going to be saying that there's a demo available for the game starting on February 13th, and it's only accessible for 10 hours through the Game Pass Ultimate or a subscription to EA Play. I wholeheartedly hate this approach because rather than bringing out a demo for everybody, it's exclusive to a paywall. Even if the money doesn't directly go to them through Game Pass, you still have to pay in order to get it early, which means that there has to be some kind of background deal going on there. But regardless of that matter, it seems a little bit scummy and very unfortunate for people who don't have the funds or don't want to buy those things. The Komomo roster is over 20, with plans to release more post-launch. Much like Monster Hunter, there's high-rank versions of the Komomo that are called Mighty Komomo. When you beat the game, you gain access to variants that are called Volatile Komomo. So Komomo have a chance to perform a turf war, simple and easy as that. The way that I'm feeling about the Komomo is that I don't really care for a super huge roster, just make them unique and entertaining to fight. One of the best things that I feel about Monster Hunter is that there's always a monster you can just sit down and pick and be like, oh, I love this thing. And most of the time it's very unique outside of its category. You know, maybe you have your flagships, maybe you have your raptors and things like that. But I mean, regardless, a lot of the fights to me, they feel very great. So what I'd love for this game is to have the Komomo combat be unique across the board. Not like, wholly unique, but at least like, a different type of experience and a different approach depending on the Komomo you're fighting. We all know what it's like in the modern era of gaming where microtransactions are present, none more prevalent than EA. Oddly enough, Wild Hearts states that it has no plan for microtransactions, which might be a little iffy because we don't know how things will change down the line. Will the game sell enough copies to justify its free content, and if not, will executives overrule their previous decision to try and make up for it? Only time will tell, but it's a very nerve-wracking thing to think about because some of the things that they say that they're going to release down the line, such as extra patches and whatnot, the way that Monster Hunter handles it is that they give you the free title update, they give you a bunch of features, and then they have the option to pay for things. As long as the option to pay for things is prevalent in Wild Hearts, I see no problem with this. I debated on covering this section here since we don't have any concrete visuals of this, but the Tsukumo are AI companions that will assist you in single player. They have 50 of them scattered across a single map that each have their own abilities and can be upgraded. Like they state, they essentially are Palico. I'm not against AI pals, but it is weird to hear that it'll only be available during solo hunts only. I don't know how useful they'd be or whether or not having multiple on screen would really have an effect on the hunt, as again, we have no footage or information other than this to go off of, which is basically just a text wall, if you will. There are 8 weapons on launch, all of which you can see the name and base design for, but not anything specific at the moment. Those being the claw blade, the bow, the karakuri katana, the bladed wagasa, cannon, nodachi, maul, and the karakuri staff. There are elements and ailments, as they've stated, but what those specifically are is still unknown outside of fire, poison, and ice. Potentially. One of the questions I wanted to know was whether or not aerial combat was going to play a big part for all weapons, considering the fact that the claw blade was like an infinite insect glaive mixed with the dual blades, which made for some trippy spectacle. Like, I get that they were trying to showcase the weapon, but to me it didn't feel like I really understood what was going on. Thankfully though, there's a blend of ground and air combat, as the devs state here in this response. Lastly, the armor, like other hunting games before it, you can make mixed sets rather than just a single piece being the end-all be-all. The decoration system is present and they are called ornaments that you can slot into your armor, which basically implies that there are ornament slots, if you will. Transmog is a feature that is unlocked later down the line, and it's a karakuri that allows you to do so. I don't know how to feel about that, so I don't know if it's a contraption that allows you to do so on the fly or whether or not we're able to have sets or anything, but I guess we'll have to wait and see because there is no description beyond just you gotta unlock a Karakuri to get the transmog. Probably some of the saddest news that people might find is that there is no female-centric armor designs. It's all unisex. While I'm not too blown away by this, I'm sure this won't be as impactful. In Mahnster Hunter, one of the things I hate about female armor is that there are barely any badass designs. They either have boob windows, thighs showing, never a full helmet, or they just don't look right. My favorite armor lines aesthetically are the Bishaten tree, especially for males. The female version, you just get a ponytail and a horn. It's cool to have unisex designs, but the execution has to be precise. Whether or not it be transmog, remember that, people. We're still here for the armor, we're still here for the skills. Whatever that armor has, you can just make it look better along the way, even if it means combining a bunch of things that may or may not make sense. With that, I'd like to end it here. Again, I have the full post in the comments if you weren't a big fan of my cliff notes. I plan to make a video detailing my wishlist for the game in the coming weeks, but for today though, I haven't slept all night and I still gotta do another video for now for Mahnster Hunter. I don't even know what I just said. Until next time.